Hello. So this is a bit of the My Story project. You see the green background? I thought I would talk about my story from here. And this is a little bit of a medical um, alert concern. This would be a little bit of on unpopular views. Yeah. Um, One of the things that did show up for me on my journey of becoming me, uh, doing what I'm doing and making things available, is I went through this narrow patch. Yeah. And this was a time when I had kind of um, hit ground nothing, I say. Yeah. Where my relationship with people, why am I related with things? Uh, would anybody miss me if I'm not amongst the living? So those kinds of narrow thought lens. And my functioning, I was working in a company, yeah, employee, and my functioning was not as fast as it needed to be. When others look at me, it may seem like I'm going slow, thinking slowly, doing things slowly, while I was on my job as a QA. So, uh, people in my company, they were supportive in many ways, while they were also paying attention to how's my job improving and how much am I doing worth my salary. Yeah. So they have supported in many ways. But there's also this is also what makes living in a community, um, a supportive community, a game changer. Yeah. Where people go through phases, but when you have an encouragement towards becoming better, and knowing that different people go through these ups and downs, that's when, as a person, as a community, as an um, as an individual, not just gender wise or um, no matter what the challenges are, we get through together. Yeah. During this phase, my parents happened to introduce an ingredient in my diet. I didn't know about this. I was thinking my parents are drugging me. Yeah. Because I suspected everybody. Yeah. Trust nobody. Yeah. Somebody asked my name, I would ask why. Yeah. So I would still do, because why should somebody just also ask my name? Yeah. So, but I was developing my critical thinking, whom to trust, whom not to trust, why to trust, why are they related to me? Yeah. So, all of that stuff. And that ingredient, I happened to see that on a table on the refrigerator top, Ginkgo biloba. Yeah. It's said to be neurostimulant, but it also helps to improve the your nervous processes. Yeah. And I was noticing some days I'm going like super fast. I'm like, this is not so fine. Something's now I was thinking my parents are drugging me. Yeah. Um, and then I would ask them, not, yeah. Um, of course, they wouldn't tell, because I, even if I did ask, I don't know if I would trust what they said. So, because, and I was living with my parents. Yeah. So they went through some phase. Yeah. I stopped eating from home. Yeah. Because they were drugging me. Yeah. So I had to not be drugged, because some days I'm going fast, and when something is there, when it's not there. So, uh, on, off, all of that, I'm noticing changes, and that's a fine. Yeah. And then I was noticing changes about my body. Yeah. My skin, palm skin, was getting a little thicker. When I clapped my hand, there was a pronounced difference in the sound. Yeah. I was thinking my gender was changing. At some point, I also noticed um, my gums were kind of bleeding, but that came later. Before then, I read an article that said about an athlete. Yeah. They were on steroids. Yeah. Ginkgo biloba is also a stimulant. It helps perform in many ways. It makes things faster, make your process a little faster. And that article said that she went through a gender change too. Yeah, there was a change in her gender. Yeah, the hormones were getting affected, and there was a change in her gender. And then I was noticing, I'm noticing certain changes about my own body, and I was kind of getting more and more convinced my parents are drugging me. Yeah. Um, so I didn't show the article to them because me and my things, why would anybody care? Because there was so much going on in my, not just my body, in my mind, and my ways of thinking, how am I related with people? I'm here, what would, it's like everybody knows something, like everybody's attended a class that I've missed. And so, everybody's functioning by that set of knowledge, which I particularly missed, and that was an important class. So that this feeling of being left behind, and then I don't know what I need to catch up with, and how much I need to catch up with, um, and on top of that, I'm to figure out how my orientation to everything, and so it was quite an interesting phase. And then this thing about the drug. So the point is, I have seen ginkgo biloba as an ingredient when I went to the Philippines. It was part of some of the ingredients there in some of the energy drinks, maybe some, and it's not even energy drinks, it was just refreshers. Yeah. I've also seen some of that in supplements, nutraceuticals. I've also seen that in some malt, these, um, I don't want to name them, but energy drinks, malt based. We are noticing gender concerns, gender spectrum. Now you would say, why didn't I say this earlier? Oh, I have been saying so many things that we haven't heard before, but I have been having a concern with my self-esteem. Yeah. So what, and I don't want to cause disruptions. Yeah. And then I'm talking things which a lot of people haven't heard about before. And then there is also the different industry, pharmaceutical industry and the food industry. And so many people make money and make a living out of this. And when I say something, then that could get a little concerned. Yeah. So, and then there are so many health concerns that I'm seeing. Okay. About that, we can have a list about it. Yeah. Including but not limited to, I would say, surgery. Yeah. Because surgery then disrupts the skin integrity, and then that has its own consequences, while it also has a certain benefit. Yeah. Medicines have their own benefit. Pharmaceuticals, they have their own benefit. It's about how much. Everything is medicine, depends on the dose. Everything is poison, depends on the dose. Yeah. Even love, too much of it could be strangling. Yeah. You don't know how to move, you don't know how to take care of yourself because you're smothered, mollycoddled with love. So much so that you can't take care of yourself in the absence of the other person. That's also an addictive, dependent behavior. Yeah. You could say, oh, toxic love, but it's not toxic. It's not, it's just a little too much. Yeah. So anything too much is not so fine. But how do we also have landfills because we produce a little too much. So this concern of just enough has been an inquiry, not been an inquiry, but how much is just enough has not yet been arrived at. That, why I say this is we see landfills, satellites going into outer to space, and then cluttering many places. So we haven't yet arrived at the just enough. And we have WHO's list of diseases. Yeah, so there are, and then we have the way we produce our food. Yeah, fertilizers, and then how much of sugar we have and how much of salt we have, and they all have their benefits. Sugar and salt have their benefit, but how much of it has not been sufficiently thought about. And consequently, masalas are really nice. We like a chart and all that, but then it's about how much and one of the causes for that is our sense and sensibilities, our ability to taste, to smell, feel, see, hear, smell, taste, feel, know. That's not as well as it needs to be. When our taste, for example, taste buds are fine enough, water tastes sweet. A lot of people don't know this. We are not able to taste food for what they actually taste like not because our tongue is coated. That could also be one part of it. But our sense and sensibilities, our nerve endings are insensitive because to some level, we don't care. We care so much. I can care about, my room, or I can care about my family, those family members that I like. Yeah. Or I can care about my community of people, males, the males of my community. The females, they can take care of themselves. Yeah. Or the children. I love the children, but males and females, yeah. Or I love trees. I love animals, people. Yeah. So there are things we care about. I love the devil, God. Yeah, never there when I want to. Yeah. So we have our likes and dislikes because of what worked, what didn't work. Yeah. So we care about some things and cannot care enough about some things. And some things we just don't care because it's not there in our radar. That my country, fine. Your country, and I will look about which country. Yeah, if the values match with mine, and if it's beneficial for me, then I will care about that country. It could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be a continent, it could be earth, water, fire, spirit, space. I like the water bit. Fire is a little too fiery. Yeah. Once bitten, twice shy, or once burnt, twice shy. Yeah. So there are things we care, there are things we don't care because of also the past history with it. It could also be past lifetimes, twice removed. Yeah, 3 lifetimes before something happened, and then you're having a blind spot with water. I'm not going swimming in water because don't know why I don't like water. Yeah, I'm not swimming with water. Could also be that when you was born, you were born a little too soon, so you kind of gushed out through the water, and then for that little baby, yeah, the water was a big waterfall, yeah, and that's a fine, yeah, pool and all, no, yeah. So you just have a morbid fear for certain things, or a morbid dislike for certain kinds of people. If the person is having long hair and it's curly, or if they're wearing tattoos, or if they're wearing a bracelet, yeah, I'm not going anywhere close to them. Don't know why. Yeah. So like that. So specific kind of likes and dislikes. But um, birds of a feather flock together. You like certain things, so you join up with people and form groups. You don't like certain things, you completely avoid them like the plague. Yeah. So we form groups according to what we like and don't like. Consequently, also, there are some things we can feel and some things we can't feel. Hence, when we taste food or when we are amongst different environments, say there's music playing, you accept certain things and are completely deaf to certain things. Yeah. So levels of health, there's something good that I may be saying here, but you may be completely deaf to it because I'm talking in a particular tone. Yeah. Or I'm not wearing a particular color, or I'm not looking a certain way, not wearing makeup. And so not something worth watching. Yeah. Or prejudices because I'm of a particular color, yeah, or because I'm a woman, yeah, or well, it could be any range of things, yeah. So how do I say that? So there are so many levels of things that when I start speaking, there was this thing of if I start speaking, there would be no. And but the thing is about what impact does it have? What all gets better, and to what extent is change possible, and how do we measure that? Whom do we work with? So, Gingko biloba. I hope this gives you a little pause for thought and concern about, and have a little consider on the dosage we may be using and how that may be in some way affecting the gender spectrum concerns. Thank you so much for your kind attention. I will now work a little more on the other values, solutions that I have available to improve our sensitivity to life, uh, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, knowing. To improve our sense and sensibilities, I have movementless yoga. I have course correction counseling because you could be blind spotted to certain things. Your life is all fine, everything is working, but you don't know why certain things are not working. Yeah. So I help to uncover a few blind spots. We don't know how many layers there would be. We have WHO list of diseases. Yeah. And just enough concerns. How much is just enough? So I might be able to bring a few pointers to your attention that might have you without too many changes, not too many major changes, tiny little things. And then your life works, others' lives work also, small little. The thing is, you might go beyond your limitation and then you'll be able to add value to society. Yeah. So there is healing on table therapy work. So if you don't want to talk, you don't want anybody to, you don't even want to know what the cause of the problem is. Yeah. You just want to go away from the problem. Yeah. Um, and uh, um, and sometimes there are many levels of the problem, many layers. So you could be going from one specialist to another specialist to another specialist. I have a kind of all-in-one jumbo healing session. Yeah. So in one session, things you don't want to talk about, don't want to know also about, begins to start resolving. Idiopathic concerns, you've not found solution anywhere else. Because I don't go by a prescribed, oh, this needs to be there and hence this, and then this happens. That's not how it works. So um, those kinds of concerns get addressed. Problems that haven't found a solution, they begin to find solutions. Things begin to start working. That's what I've noticed. Um, so I have on-table therapy work. I will make another video about it. If you're interested, you will be able to then contact me. Yeah. Then there is movementless yoga, course correction counseling, community harmonizing activities. Mother is not talking with father. Your child is not talking with grandparents, or um, teenager is not interacting in particular activities. Those kinds of concerns, or groups have concerns in talking with each other, seeing, being on one page with what the organization is about. So um, different levels of work. So do let me know. So I will work along these lines. I hope you would pay a little more attention to ginkgo biloba. Yeah. Um, I hope this offers some solution to some of the challenges we're facing across the globe. Also with fertility and people also going for surgery, gender alteration. And so do consider. Thank you so much for your kind attention.